Can you do this? As early as your 40s, you may lose muscle and strength. Protein supports muscle health. Ensure Max Protein has 30 grams of high-quality protein to feed your muscles up to 7 hours. So take the challenge. Ensure.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News for Tuesday, April 28. I'm Carrie Simpson. Here's what we have in the bulletin.
St. James Police make breakthrough in church shooting case. Breakdown in community support linked to rise in student violence. And later in sports, PFJL and Pivot LLC saga deepens.
Thank you for joining us. Now the details. The St. James Police say they have made significant progress in the investigation into last week's shooting at the Waterlane New Testament Church of God in Montego Bay. Cora Thompson was shot and killed on the outside while a fasting and prayer service was underway.
Leads, and we really believe that a major breakthrough will come through very soon. So we just want to support the church at this time, and we're not here for the media. We're just here to ensure that the church recognizes that they have the police here to support them.
In the meantime, commanding officer for the St. James Police Division, Senior Superintendent Aaron Samuel says the parish is seeing a notable decline in the murder rate. However, he notes that persons are finding it harder to resolve conflicts without violence.
22 murders in the parish of St. James. 10 of these murders are interpersonal. We have 7 of these murders that are gang-related. The rest are criminal and non-gang. So we just want persons to understand that St. James is seeing a marked improvement in the situation that was years gone by where we were overrun with gangs.
The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, is investigating the shooting death of a man in the Maypen Town Center in Clarendon yesterday afternoon. The deceased has been identified as 39-year-old Peter Gooden, a resident of Canaanites. TVJ News understands that the man allegedly attempted to disarm police when he was shot. He's said to be suffering from mental illness. Now, he was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. In the meantime, INDECOM says yesterday its teams were notified and responded to investigate the circumstances surrounding 4 separate shooting incidents resulting in the death of 5 persons. The incidents included 1 double fatal shooting and 3 single fatal shootings. In a statement, it noted that this represents the 7th multiple fatal shooting incident being investigated for the month of April, with 4 double fatal shootings and 3 triple fatal shootings. Now, this brings to 37 the number of persons fatally shot by the security forces for the month of April this year. Year to date, 113 persons were shot and killed by the security forces. Weakening community support systems are being blamed for contributing to a rise in violent behavior among students, with some incidents turning deadly. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says the decline of the traditional community raising a child model has left many young people without guidance and protection.
As a rural Jamaican, your days and you have none, even urban, even urban with the big yard, the grandmother was the center of discipline, and everybody would know. I said in the old proverb, the whole district would raise a child, or the whole yard would raise, because everybody protected the children, and the church was a central part of our social activity. And if you have a dispute, you would go to one of the elders, and if it is that bad, you may even talk to a police sergeant or corporal, not necessarily the station, the school principals, the pastors, etc., were kind of focus within these communities.
Dr. Chang warned that cultural change cannot be legislated and will take time to rebuild.
we find kids not only knocking over each other with chairs that can kill, they have knives, they have other weapons, sometimes even a firearm, which may be carrying for someone. We are aware of it. We have done work with the ministries to not only have social workers, case managers, we have trained members of the working population in psychosocial, psychiatric aids, giving them skills in psychosocial, recognizing emotional activities at the early stage so we can begin to get them in the system and catch them before they go extreme. But it's work in progress.
One man is now in police custody after being caught allegedly stealing pigs from a woman in St. Elizabeth. According to police reports, 9 of the 10 missing piglets were recovered in the Logwood community. Lawmen carried out an operation at the location where the piglets were found confined in a concrete pen. The animals were estimated to be worth approximately 108,000 Jamaican dollars. The owner described the moment she realized her pigs were missing.
Pick them up a Logwood, but which part of a Logwood I didn't know. And yesterday now, me round at the riverside, and one man come back and said to me, say, "Nah, ma, you pick them up off Miss Haya yard, some up a Charmin yard." When me come this morning, me ask Miss Haya fi pass, fi come look and they pick them. Miss Haya send down like when people come in my backyard, right? So me leave now and me contact the police, and the police come. When me come see the pig them in the pen. Me ask them who put the pig in the pen. Nobody don't know who put the pig them in the pen. But when me ask Lance whose pen, me say the pen belongs to him.
Meanwhile, Sergeant Desroy Holness of Area 3 Police provided an update on predial larceny in the parish.
Investigation ongoing. The Agriculture Protection Branch is sending a strong message to all these predial thieves. We will not stop Operation Farm Shield until we rid this parish of predial thieves.
Vulnerable mothers, particularly teenagers, face a growing and often overlooked threat to their long-term health, cardiovascular disease. Director of the Heart and Vascular Center, Dr. Lauren Scott, is calling for stronger systems to protect maternal health or maternal heart health. Details in this report. A growing number of teenage mothers are struggling with serious challenges that go far beyond childbirth. Novlet Howell of the Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation says mental health remains one of the biggest concerns.
As it is now, vulnerable mothers are vulnerable because they're not fully supported, and we need to bring awareness to that. We need to bring awareness to the fact that at the granular level in our country is a lack of some support for a lot of our vulnerable citizens. And mothers are the core of the development and the core of the strength of our nation. So in supporting them through an awareness and an initiative to bring funding to the Women's Center of Jamaica, whose job it is to be taking care of the teenage mothers, but not just them, vulnerable mothers in general. So we want to start that conversation.
Many young mothers face trauma, stigma, and isolation, affecting both their emotional and physical well-being. Limited access to health care and weak social support systems only deepen their vulnerability.
As you can agree with, most of our young ladies are from the lower socioeconomic background. So we have girls coming from as far as St. Mary, coming into our center in Highgate or Portland, and the biggest challenge we have, they're not able to afford bus fares. So of course you can if they can't afford bus fares, they can't come to school. So that is our main challenge. They want to come, but they can't afford the bus fare. So of course we have to dig in our pockets to assist them. We do give them 2 hot meals a day, so that is also very important. Most times they come for the hot meals, and of course the education and the nursery.
Dr. Lauren Scott warns pregnancy can signal future heart risks, especially for at-risk teens. In response, the Heart and Vascular Center has partnered with the Women's Center to take action. A 5K run on Mother's Day will start in Tivoli Gardens to raise critical support funds. The organizers say the initiative aims to save lives and build lasting support systems for vulnerable young mothers.
We have impacted more than 55,000 young mothers. Currently, we have over 400 mothers on roll, and of course, we are in every parish, 14 parishes. And
right across the 14 parishes?
Right across the 14 parishes. We have 10 main centers and 4 outreach. And our biggest population is at Kingston, is at our Kingston Center. We have more than 100 young ladies on roll.
Can you do this? As early as your 40s, you may lose muscle and strength. Protein supports muscle health. Ensure Max Protein has 30 grams of high-quality protein to feed your muscles up to 7 hours. So take the challenge. Ensure.